to quite push out, and we haven't seen science vessels in the air quite yet. We saw the starport coming up, so it's still going to be a little bit of time before we see science vessels with the radiate. And Modesty's just doing a fantastic job of keeping these marine counts low. He's using a lot of he's losing a lot of mutalisks to get it done, but he's getting 4 bases up and running. He should be at close to 5 or 6 hatches right now. He's going to actually start producing a lot out of this, and with 4 bases, he's actually going to get ahead of Piano economically. So while he hasn't done what a 2-hatch muta traditionally is meant to do, he's gone the non-traditional route with 2.5 hatch muta, and I don't know. I actually looks like it's actually been pretty effective in terms of keeping the push back, and he should have lurkers out in time. But by the time Piano actually gets a push out here, so this is actually a pretty decent play from Modesty. Unconventional strategy, but in my opinion, it's actually working here.
Yeah, we do see that Modesty does have a Hydra's Den out already, and he has Lurker aspect already done and researched. So we see him morphing in a few Lurkers now, and a little earlier we saw that Piano had started to build his science facility, so we should see science bust out a little earlier than Deja Vu had originally expected, and now Piano's with just harassing Modesty's natural expansion with a few Marines, which easily got cleaned up. And we also see the Hive should be coming up very soon, because we saw the Queen's Nest going down not too long ago. So we should be seeing Defilers and Ultras and most likely Cracklings out here very soon. So this should, and there's the Hive tech going up right now.
Yeah, looks like Piano has tried to move inside of Modesty's base, but Modesty has done a good job at keeping that push back. There are a couple of tanks out for Piano now, so Piano should definitely oh, as well as a science vessel. So we're gonna see that if Piano with enough, well, with some good micro, he could definitely slowly push his way across the map into one of Modesty's bases. We have 2 engineering base already up for Piano. He's getting those double upgrades. Modesty has got the double evolution chamber as well, but Modesty is sitting on 3 gases and 4 minerals, so that is just a great economic position to be. And Piano has not quite managed to do any good damage to any bases off Piano. We see some slow overlords from Modesty just wandering inside of Piano's base. I'm not entirely sure why he did that. That was probably a misclick, or perhaps that was a slow drop. I'm not entirely sure, but yes, Modesty has got a nice amount of lurkers. He has kept up with the muta and link production, so he has a really good unit composition. He has several links, he has several mutas, as well as several lurkers. So but actually, Piano's doing a good job at macroing. He's just getting so many Marines and so many tanks. But oh, it looks like Piano's actually going to try and march his way into what seems to be Modesty natural expansion. Oh, Science Vessel getting sniped for Piano. So Modesty here in a great position, because I believe he's got Marty enough to defend his natural expansion. He has several lurkers out, but no, I might actually be wrong. Those tanks are doing a good job at killing the lurkers, but there are just more reinforcing lurkers coming from the mineral only, from the third base, and from the main.
Yeah, really taking advantage of his production advantage. Piano, that was actually a pretty well executed attack. I got really fearful there for a second because had so many Marines on that ramp, and a couple lurker shots would have splattered everything. But did a good job of pulling back here. And Piano coming in with, I believe he's got less units really than you really want as a Terran push-up, but he's doing a pretty good job of microing the units, picking his spots pretty well. And you can kind of see where Modesty is just a little bit slower in terms of getting his lurker and lings attacks together. Maybe not as good as they probably should be. His ZVT probably it's just not quite as polished as a lot of other players, and that's allowing Piano to try and get back into this game. But once again, he just has so much economy. He just has so much economy, Modesty, that he's able to push this back even despite Piano's best efforts. Modesty is just in that dominant of a position. Modesty is also getting the base at the 12 o'clock position. So I mean, honestly, Piano doesn't have another base even going up, doesn't even have a third base going up. And if this game continues, 3 gas Zerg versus 2 gas Protoss, or 2 gas Terran, and with the production advantage that he's had, I think he's going to end up taking this, and a huge lurker splat going down, taking down a ton of Marines, so very, very cool. And Firebass coming in here as well, and some more Scourge going to try and pick up the Science Vessel, and they are successful, so doing a good job there of picking off Science Vessels, but Modesty needs to be careful with his Overlords. They are just flying around like a bunch of chickens with their heads lopped off, and they could get picked off if he isn't successful in fighting back all of these forces for Piano.
Yeah, it does look like Modesty has finally built another command center, and looks like he may finally be taking his third base. We do see that there are 2 evolution chambers, so we should probably be seeing both Ling damage and armor being upgraded, and it looks like this. And we do see defilers out with consume, so we should be seeing some dark swarms come into play. And there's a dark swarm, and I don't know if there are any lings under there, but I know there's at least 1 lurker, and the lurker dies. So now the lings are moving in under in another dark swarm. So it looks like he knows how to use dark swarm at least, and he's using the dark swarm perfectly to cover his lings and lurkers. And it just looks like this, even though the dark swarms were placed perfectly, looks like he may, and looks like I was wrong. Looks like he will just manage to clean up this Terran push and be able to remacro up his army again and go.
Yeah, looks like Piano's army there under the Dark Swarm was just running for their lives, just trying to get out of that Dark Swarm. But Modesty, with some excellent Dark Swarm placement, managing to completely wipe out that little Terran push force. And I see Piano has got 3 dropships out. Wow. So Piano might be going for a big drop on what seems to be the natural expansion of Modesty. Modesty should be able to see that with the Zerg he had in the back. However, it looks like, there's a huge Marine Firebat drop in the natural expansion of Modesty. Those Marines and Firebats just taking care of every single drone in that area. So the natural expansion for Modesty is actually non-functional. But there are just 2 medics in the whole drop, and there's just so many Zerglings and so many Cracklings. And the Firebat's doing a great job of defending the little army against those Zerglings. Now the Firebats can attack under Dark Swarm, so that Defiler is not going to be as effective as it should be. We have 2 Firebats and 2 Marines in that drop still alive. Look at this. There's only 1 Firebat left. So, the medics ran out of energy, but that was a great job by Piano. Piano got several drone kills there. The Firebats, the little massive Firebats, were just a great decision by him. Looks like Modesty has also grabbed at 1 o'clock. So Modesty here has 5 bases, while Piano, he has 4 gases and 5 mineral bases, and Piano is just sitting on 3 minerals and 2 gas. And Piano has been constantly losing his size vessels. So while Modesty has kept up with the lurker production, Piano should really take care of his vessels, because he doesn't really know, he really needs those irradiates to keep the defiler count down if he wants to push.
I have this little inkling in the back of my head that Modesty's saving up money to spam Ultras, because it just doesn't seem like he has as many units on the ground as he really should. There was a nice plague that went off there, by the way, on that entire group. Did a really good job there. But he's been defending with pretty much minimal units. The lurker count has been really low in the last several minutes. He's pretty much just been defending with defilers and cracklings, and has been hanging on by just a hair's thread, been able to hang on. And this base at the top left now is coming into a huge threat right now, and may actually fall. Zergling's just streaming in, but they are just getting slaughtered. They look like they were on move and not on attack move. He is able to pick up on the science vessels, but he is going to lose at least 1 evolution chamber, and he really needs to get forced in here. Really needs to get he needs 1 swarm with some cracklings to clean this up, and he'll be able to save this base. But he doesn't want to lose all these drones. These drones should not be mining again. Oh man, he might actually lose several of them, although that sunken colony is pretty, I don't know, I don't even think I would say that sunken colony is all that well positioned. But Piano not positioning his Marines very well. If he's positioned those Marines behind the mineral lines, they could have done so much damage. So Modesty getting away there a little bit. I think he should have lost a lot more of those drones if Piano had placed those Marines a little better. So Modesty's going to get away with really going on the cheap for his defense, and I think there's going to be a lot of Ultras soon enough. Piano is attacking the 12 o'clock base.